All right, this is for new 23. This is going to be a guided video tutorial for the collected assignment. So this is going to be for the crossword puzzle. So I don't actually have the crossword puzzle assignment linked, but I'm just going to give you an example of what would, how you're going to go about it, because as I went through, I found there was kind of a strategy that was helpful. And I'm going to pass that along to you so that you don't have to kind of fumble through it, because I want you more working on the factoring aspect of it than the strategy of doing the crossword puzzle. So here is my strategy for it. Hopefully it helps you, and good luck. And make sure, again, if you're submitting it to me, you can submit it to me. Well, we'll talk about that after. All right, here we go. So here we go. So when you have this situation, and it won't look quite like this, obviously, like the down problems will be separated from the across problems, but you want to figure out where your down problems and your across problems kind of merge, or they have like common intersection. So I would say like here, like this box is your important box. Well, let me back the train up. Number one, I would go through and I would solve every single problem that you can. I would solve everything. As once you solve everything, then when you place all of your answers, your placement is going to become important, because when you place your problems, these boxes that you have that have intersection points are going to become your important placements, because the boxes that you have that do have intersections, they're going to be where you have to be careful, because certain problems are going to have common factors, and these common factors are going to be where you have to, match your factors. So what I mean by that is this. If I look, and here I do one down, and here I do one across. Okay, I'm going to solve my problems, and one down I do, and here I'm just doing the same thing that I did in my last guided tutorial. So, and this is going to kind of combine, not so much the GCF. GCF is kind of its own beast. So that's worksheet number 20. Okay, so that's kind of its own entity, but 21 and 22. So the special cases. So anytime you see those perfect squares, you're like, yeah, because that makes it easy for you. Remember, you're just taking the perfect square number and placing it in. It's going to be those same numbers. But more than likely, the majority of these are going to be from that last worksheet, 22. So 1 times 8, 2 times 4, 4 times 2, and I know I'm done. Okay, and then I'm looking for, it adds to 9, it adds to 6, it subtracts 7, it subtracts 2, there it is. Okay, and I know I'm looking for a negative 2, so I want this to be negative, I want this to be positive. So when I place my factors, I want an x, I want an x, I want a plus 2, I want a negative 4. Okay, here I'm 24 and it's negative. I have 124, I have 2 and 12, I have 3 and 8. And it's funny because you might think like, oh, I wonder if she really does this, like she does this method every time or the same time, or even though she's, 12 years into her teaching career. Yes, I do this every time. I do this method. Like I don't do it any different than you guys, or that I'm teaching you guys. Like I practice what I preach. So 25, 14, 11, 10. I don't need that one because that was a repeat. I'm subtracting 23, 10, 5, and 2. Notice 24 is one of those weird ones. Notice how it has 10 twice. If it comes up on our live, we'll talk about it. But notice one happens with subtraction, one happens with addition, because they're on opposite sides of the, like the bars. That would be where one would have to do with our signs. So we will talk about it if it comes up. But it doesn't matter because I'm looking for 2. So I'm looking here. I have to follow my signs because this was positive. My 6 is positive. My 4 is negative. So I get x, I get x, I get -4, I get +6. Notice how this is what I'm looking for and this is what I wanted to happen. I wanted to have a common factor. That common factor is what I am placing here. And then one down was where my x plus 2 went. And then my one across was where my x plus 6 went. So that was how I knew what to place where. All right, so that is going to help you with the crossword puzzle. And if you have any other questions for me, I will put up specific directions on how to submit that. So make sure you check that out.